To look at what we're going to do now, we got to be in our Moodle page, and we're going to rotate down all the way to where we are in the CO2 Dragster actual creation. We're going to go to the print your bracket section, and we're going to click on print your bracket. It's going to take us to a website called printyourbrackets.com. Makes sense. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at this, and we're looking in seeded tournament brackets. And as we go down, scroll down into it, we want to be in the single elimination because we're only going to have one race per person. So we're going to go single elimination, seeded brackets. And if you notice here, we have a whole bunch to choose from 3 teams all the way down to 128 teams. And we're going to choose, the teams are how many cars we have competing. So you'll have to figure that out according to your class. As we go through this, I'm just going to pick this just to demonstrate how you're going to fill it out and how this is going to go. So what you're going to do is I'm just going to pick a team one. It's going to open up another page, looks exactly almost like the page that we just were on. And we scroll down here and it's going to give you 2 bracket options. The top bracket option that we have here, it fills out from left to right. So winners on the right and so on, and all the contestants are on the left, and the other one, the contestants start on the outside of the bracket and work their way towards the middle till we get a winner in the middle. This is the one we want. We want the one with the winner in the middle. So what we're going to do is then underneath that bracket, you'll see a couple options under here, and we want to go with the one that says with games numbered. So if you click on with games numbered, it's going to open up a PDF of your bracket. Once you open up the PDF of your bracket, then what you want to do is just simply go to the print menu, click print, and then make sure that we are on letter size paper, so it's all there. Doesn't matter if it's two-sided, fit to page doesn't matter. Just as long as that we want it black and white, we don't need any color on it. And then you can go print your bracket, and then you can go pick that up because you're going to need your bracket for the next step. So when you have that all taken care of, you got your bracket in hand, and you're ready to go with that, keep that bracket handy. And then what you're going to do is we are going to open up your virtual race challenge results, or you're going to open up your spreadsheet for your racing. Okay, we are going to make another sheet on the spreadsheet. So what we have is we go down here at the bottom, and the plus sign right down here at the bottom, we want to go and click on the plus sign, and we're going to make a sheet open up. It'll probably be sheet 4 or sheet 3 for you. That's fine. Doesn't matter what it's named right now. We will name it something different. What we're going to do is you will click on it, and you're going to go rename, and then we're going to name it data collection. And once you have that name, data collection, you hit enter. And now this is going to be where we're going to collect the data for the races so that we can use this data to make our actual spreadsheet later on. And then and this is how we're going to have all our data in there so we can help fill out other things as well. So once we have this one set up, we're going to go into A1, and we're going to type a title in there called last name. And then we're going to go to B1 and type first name. C1, we're going to type mass. D1, we're going to type race 1. E1, race 2. F1, race 3. G1, race 4. And H1, race 5. And that's all we're going to need right now for our titles. And if you, we can go and do them bold so they're going to stand out a little different. We maybe even make them a little bit bigger, so they can kind of stand out a little bit. Remember to widen your columns. You just click on the double arrow here and we can widen the columns a little bit. We can shorten columns where we need to, do the same thing. So because all we're going to put in mass or in the mass, and race 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is all we're going to put in there are just some times. We are not going to label the times with seconds or label the masses with grams. We are just going to put numbers in there for now because it makes things a lot easier when you're working with a spreadsheet. So what we're going to do next is you will then get a list of your classmates, and you're going to type your list of your classmates. So as an example, I'm going to type in my classmates in here, so last name and first name, and go through and make sure I spell names right and go through and do this. And I'm just going to put, like I said, a bunch of names in here just to give you an idea of what we are doing for the data collection. Whoops, I got to put his name, first name in there. Um, we'll get there here. Beth Miller, Lisa, and we'll get Wilson and Wade. So you'll get all the names in. Eventually, what we'll do is we'll have masses for everybody. So everybody will have a mass that they will have put in. And you're going to have how many ever names and masses and stuff like that. You're going to have this for how many ever you have in your class. So you're going to have upper in the high 20s, low 30s numbers. So you're going to have everybody's name in there. If you put them in an alphabetical order, great. If you didn't put them in alphabetical order, just fine. We will then put them alphabetically as needed, and I'll show you how to quickly do that. Just to be safe, just in case you have any masses in, you always want to make sure you grab everything that you have data in. Okay, every cell you have data in, you grab that. So we're going to do an alphabetizing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to data, click on data. We're going to sort the range, and then we're going to sort this range, and we want to sort column A because we're going to sort by last name. So we're going to leave that. We want to sort from A to Z. So we have that good. And then just in case we have people with the same last name in the class, we want to sort it by first name also. So we're going to add another sort column. And the first names are in column B. And we're also going to sort those A to Z. So if you happen to have a Bob Johnson and a Bill Johnson in class, this will now alphabetize them Bill first and then Bob second. So that's what we want to do this. We want to do this if you have, I would do this if you think you have them in alphabetical order or you don't. And then when you click sort, they will alphabetize them according to last name and then by first name if, again, names are similar. So once you have that taken care of, now what you want to do is you're going to want to go and we're going to have your list and in alphabetical order, and this is how we're going to fill out our bracket. We're going to now open up our bracket, and I have a bracket that I have open here that I can fill out online. You're going to hand fill this out with a pencil. But what you're going to do is now you're going to look for the first person that was on that list, which for mine was Beth Davies or Davis. So I'm going to put in race number 1 right here. If you take or contestant number 1, team number 1, and I'm going to put Beth Davis. Now you will actually write this out. You can write the first name, last initial, whatever it is. And then the second one that I'm going to do is Bob Jones. So I go find number 2 over here, and I'm going to put in Bob Jones. And I'm going to go back here and look, and I got Lisa Miller. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to find now I was 2. So I'm going to find number 3, which is over here. And I'm going to type in Lisa Miller. Again, you're going to handwrite these in on yours. Next person I'm going to have is Sarah Smith. And Sarah Smith is person number 4. So I'm going to go Sarah Smith. And then I'm going to find number 5 person, which is Mike Williams. And I'm going to go find number 5, which is down here. And it's Mike Williams. And then the last person I have on my list is Wade Wilson. So I'm going to find number 6 here, Wade Wilson. Now, you will have correct number of or correct elimination, team elimination. So I have 31. I should now have 31 names in here and just keep going in order all the way down. So next one is 7 and then 8 and then over here is 9 somewhere right up here and then 10 is over here and you just follow your way through until you get to the last person. When you have this done, you should have every single one of these outside edges filled up. And if you have more of these here that start in this one, you should have everyone that starts here also filled up. You won't have any of these secondary ones filled, and you will have those filled up. That is going to be then our race order when we start racing. If you take a look right here where I have it, you can see this number 1. That is going to be race number 1. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we skip over to the other side, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then we come back over here in 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. So we're going to have races and we're going to race in that order. That's the way we're going to set up our racing. So what you need to have done is you need to have this bracket completely filled out by hand and with you on first race day. And you're going to need to have this data collection page on your spreadsheet completely filled out with all the student names, all the first and last names, all the masses of their cars, and then as we go through the races, so let's take Beth as our first race, let's say. So Beth is in our first race, and we're going to write in then if we run the race and I tell you, okay, she had a time of 1.784, that's what you type in there. And Bob's first race was 1.789. And Lisa's first race was 1.687. And Sarah's first race was 1.687 also. Okay. Or whatever it may be. And then as we go through, once we find winners and losers, half of the next, everybody will have a race 1 filled out. Then half of these people will have lost and will be done. So then half of those people will have a race 2 filled out. Half of those people will have a race 3, half of those people will have a race 4, and half of those people will have a race 5. And this is your data collection. So when we go through and use our data for our spreadsheet, you're going to look and say, okay, I'm comparing my car to Beth's car, and let's say Beth raced 3 times, and these were her results for racing were I don't know these numbers, and so she raced 3 times. So well, that's a bad number there, so let's just make sure we got it right there. So she raced 3 times. What you're going to use her best time, which in this case would be her race number 2, 1.675. So we're going to use her best time for comparison. You're going to use everybody's best time. If it's their only time, then that's the time you use, because that is their best time. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to get those completed, have all those things ready for race day.